Hey guys, how's it going? Hangster Dragon God here. Today I will be doing a review of the Book 1 Air of Legend of Korra. I was only introduced to the whole Avatar franchise till like last year, July. I remember watching the very first episode. Um, and through time, for the first three books, I fell in love with the whole franchise straight away. I think it's probably one of my top 10 TV shows of all time, and it's probably my favorite animated series of all time. And I remember when I didn't jump straight into Legend of Korra. I gave it time. My friend has been bothering me to get into Legend of Korra, so it was about probably last month I watched the first book of Legend of Korra. I'm currently watching the second book of Legend of Korra, known as Spirits. So So, as a whole, is the first series of Legend of Korra good? Um, Not perfect, but the first series of The Last Airbender wasn't. So, so I'm going to go in depth of why I really enjoyed this book, but how is it's not up there between the Last Airbender? Legend of Korra takes place after the last bit of Avatar, which takes about 70 years after. And Aang is now dead, and the new Avatar from the Water Tribe, known as Korra, is the new Avatar. Um, she travels to the Republic City, which is kind of like a Shanghai, New York mashed up, where she learns her last element to learn, air, since she's already learned earth, water, and fire when she was a young kid, younger when Aang was. And on the way, she has to defeat the Equalists, which are non-benders, which can which that can stand a chance against benders. Their leader, known as Amon, is has the power to take away their elements. The first thing that really catches my eye on this is because of how Republic City is kind of like New York mixed with Shanghai. I like it how technology has fast grown over 70 years. You got cars, you got planes, you got like radios now, and it showed you like all every bender is kind of like united in the city, which is kind of like quite fascinating because in the last series you always had them split it up in their own cultures. So that's one thing that really catches my eye. Another one is Korra. I loved it how she's already learned the first three elements, so it's not like Avatar Last Airbender when she has to go to different places and find different teachers to learn each four element, but she only needs to learn like the last one, which is air. Which since Aang was the last, he was the Airbender, the Avatar. Um, Another one is probably the Equalists, which is something completely new and something different. They did touch on it on the last Airbender, but this one is a main thing in this series since the Equalists have to do their ninjutsu. They can turn off their bending powers for a certain time. And Amon he's such a fascinating character, and I wish we could have got more of him. And I wish we could have got a bit more in depth to his backstory a bit more instead of the last two episodes. I mean, I'm not saying Amon was a weak character. I wish there was a bit more to him. Well, mind you, 12 episodes isn't. I don't think 12 episodes was enough for this TV series. Um, so let me talk about the characters now. Let's talk about the characters now. There are some characters I absolutely love, but there are some characters that I just found them quite dull and useless in this series. I'm going to talk about all the good characters now. Korra, which she is the new Avatar, and I really liked her a lot. She's completely the opposite to Aang. Um, she's overconfident, she's feisty, she's brave, and I think she's really good. And I can't wait to see her character development in future in the further series. The other one is a Shizu, which she's like the daughter of the president of the industries that gives to a mom, which I found it really quite enjoyable to watch. I found it something completely new on the Avatar universe. We haven't seen a character like her before, and I look forward to see her again. I like Tenzin. He is like the son of Aang, but nothing like Aang. But his kids are represent Aang in a different way, and I actually really like Tenzin a lot. I liked his the chemistry between him and Korra, and how he teaches her airbending through time. I really enjoy. The other character is Lin. She is the daughter of Toph, and I really enjoyed her quite a lot. She does remind me of Toph quite a bit, and I really started to like her quite a lot. I kind of find, I think she's probably my second favorite character, or first, along with Tenzin in the Legend of Korra series. We got General Iroh, who was actually voiced by Dante Basco, the guy who voiced Zuko in the Last Airbender series. And I really like Dante Basco. I like the voice, but as a character, he's nothing special. He's kind of like a recurring character, and he comes like once a series. But I really enjoy him. The two characters I just didn't. I found them dull. Was Mako? I found it really boring for not that lovely, not that interesting. Um, all he does is firebend and nothing really special. I look forward to seeing him in later seasons. I think he'll do more. And Bolin, who is the brother of Mako, I found him kind of like Zuko in the new Sokko for the Legend of Korra series. I didn't find them that good. I just found them absolutely dull and tasteless. Hopefully, character development should grow through the next 3 seasons. Um, okay, let's all talk. So I want to talk about the whole Avatar series as a whole. As a series as a whole, I found it really enjoyable. I quite had a lot of fun with it. There are some problems. I really didn't like the pro bending tournaments. I just didn't find them very engaging. They pulled me right out the whole Legend of Korra stuff. And it really was it's really boring. I didn't really, it wasn't nothing, got nothing to do with the story really. But that was like one of the only problems I had, apart from that and the characters. Um, I really liked how the characters from the Last Airbender is involved in this, because Amon's father is kind of like the start of this kind of storyline, and how bloodbending, you learn much more from bloodbending. You learn how it can actually take away elements, which is I wish they could go in depth with that, because I'm a bit confused about that. Um, what else? I really liked how bending has evolved so much. We got metal benders, we got more lightning benders. Blood bending is it's more in depth. So that's one of my things I liked. Um, what else do I like? Oh, bother.